I'm just gonna get the things ready. Because that's what we do. We're gonna play some craps. Whoa! And whoa. We'll go put that over there. We're gonna put that there, that works. Hey, I can see that on the camera. Yes, I can. Alright, we'll go over here. We'll go over here. Alright, over here. What else do we gotta do here? Yes, I do. Should we do that? And we'll throw in here, let's see. Alright, done and save. So I should be able to see live chat here soon. Hey, some people who are connected. Hey, now is that Lanisha? That's the best part. If you don't know, the best way to learn is here, kind of thing. So let me go and just go share it a few places, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. And that way, if you guys got questions, we can see. All right. Can I go and hit share? Perfect. Can I share to a group? Yes. Can I share to here? Now I will. There, post. All right, we'll be ready here in a moment. You know, for y'all, as you guys are the early birds. And we'll go share it again. And then share it one more time. All right, we're gonna see how it goes. I have actually set all my chips up, so we're gonna be good there. We're gonna get ready to pick some dice. We're gonna do a bunch of different things today. We've got a lot of dice to choose from. Oh, there's got extra dice over there. Let me go grab those real quick. All right, we got some extra dice everywhere. Forgot I've got a knife right here that I need to move. And then pop back over to Lanisha. Oh, very cool. Pleased to meet you, Lanisha. I like to say people's names correctly if I can. All right, perfect. Hopefully we'll be able to see stuff. Hey, there's some people connected. All right. If you got questions, throw them in the chat, various chats. We're going to start this by picking 5 dice to start. We don't use 5, but we're going to pick 5 dice to start. We're going to pick from our 6s. We'll grab those 3 6s there, and then from that we're going to go and pick which of the 2 dice we're going to actually use here. Let me go see here. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Ultrafire. All right, we've got these here, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick the lowest 2 dice, and those are going to be the dice we're going to throw with. Are you taking online players? I mean, I'm not opposed. That's what it's for. You can ask questions. You can get operational play in as well. You know. Our lowest ones. Oh wow! All right, it's this 2, and then whichever is the lowest of these ones. And we'll go that purple there. Okay, those 2. We're gonna turn our stuff off. All right. We have all of our buttons around and all that action there. So there's a lot of different ways to play this. If you have things you're curious about and what have you, feel free to throw it out there. We're gonna start by buying in, as it were. So we're gonna buy in with $100 plus, and we're gonna do a $300 buy-in all day. 100, 200, 300. So we're starting with a $300 buy-in. Can we play the don't pass? Absolutely, Ultra Fire. So Ultra, I'm going to put you down here to play the don'ts. So that way you'll be like, you know, that opposing target player, effectively. So tell me what you'd like your wager to be, Ultra, and we'll put you in play. And I'll play for the regular on the light side. I do a lot of don't side play. Don't get me wrong. I definitely do a lot of don'ts. But for you guys, I'm going to play that part out. I want to make sure, is it displaying? That's the part I think so. Like, where are we in the, yeah. How delayed are we? Let me go make sure I pull this up also on YouTube, because that's where I'm likely to see the most up to. There we go. We'll do that live one there. Throw that over on this window here. And I'll do that just from a screen perspective. There we go. And you're playing, right? Yeah, that should be good. So we've got dice. I've got monies. And then I changed this view over to the, there we go. 25 with 250 odds. Perfect. So Ultra, we're buying you in with 500 if that works. We'll buy you in with 500 right there. So Ultra is doing 25, and he'll have his odds ready. We'll even get it already stacked ready. There's going to be your odds. So that'll be Ultra's action, which will move down towards the end, in the end. Okay. All right, with all that said, we're going to start with a relatively conservative play. So we're going to do $15 on the pass line, and we're going to give ourselves a $10 world bet. Pretty conservative action there. We could do it as a C and E, but whatever. All right. So we got our dice. We're getting our dice set. And we are going to throw some dice here. Let's go. And if you got questions, shout them out. All right. Our come out roll is a happy, dandy little 7. Look at that. All right, so you lost that quarter there. That comes with the territory. And I get paid on the pass line here. And that one sticks, so no action there. Let's see, and we go set us. That was a weird bit of a bounce, but that's okay. Try to have it die like, that's not where I wanted it to go, but it's okay. All right, point is 5. See that? 2 and 3, point is 5. On the 5, get a 5 down. On the 5, and give you max odds. We'll put you like, there you go, be like, you're trying to be a blocker there. And 5, we're gonna get our odds over here. This will be $60 odds, $60. We're gonna get our regular action we would do. 45 outside. We're gonna do 60 on the 8, 30 on the 6. There we go. Leaving us with, what is this, 95 bucks? 95 bucks. So a lot of action going on there. Again, if you guys are new to the room, to the game and everything, don't hesitate to shout out your questions and such. Make sure that stuff's looking good there. All right. You got odds. You're a blocker for us, Ultra. You're like, I'm going to try and stop you guys. Try to make the bad thing happen. A bit of a weird bounce, but it's okay. We did come 9. Oh, wow, that just actually worked out. So we came 9 right there. Just turn that around. All right, 9 pays. Who knows? 15 pays 21. So we're going to press our 9 up to 36. Spider, why am I playing every number? So normally, when I'm playing, a $10 or $15 table, I'll do a $60 outside, which is 15, 15, 15, 15, but since that's the point, it's 45 outside. Second of all, I tend to throw a lot of 8s, and I do a power press type of system. So I play that action because I like to get paid on that action. I know some people can be very conservative around just playing 6 and 8. But so far, our only numbers we've thrown have been 5 and 9, or 5 in the inverse. All right, so we throw. We got us a tenner. We got us a 10. Look at that. I like that. 6 and bow. Bring not that you. Bring that 10 there. So 10 gets paid $27. There we go, 27. Or buy the 10 for 40 for places that make you buy it early. So there we go. Hey, overthinking. Overthinking craps. How are you doing? I almost said over drinking craps, but that could be a thing. All right. So we've hit 3 numbers so far. That's not too bad. And ooh, 3-1. We got us a 4. Look at that one. So just like the 10, we buy the 4 for 40 also. There we go. And there's our 4. So not too bad in the grand scheme of things. Setting ourselves up. Tip your dealer. Absolutely, you should tip your dealer. And that TL317, I want to say, when you are playing, it's good to tip your dealer. But whether it's placing a bet for them, piggying a bet, or stuff like that, it's very good. I do a lot of bets for the dealers. And often they pay, which I'm a big fan of. We got us another 9. So look at that. A 6 and a 3. We got us a 6 and a 3. So this 36 here gets paid $50 and becomes $86. Which is not bad. Not bad one bit. We go boop, boop. Flip that around. Go boop, boop. You should be able to easily rotate and get your dice into the place where you want it to be with very few rotations. I'm going to show you what sometimes people will do. So they'll have the dice here and they're like, I want to set it to be 1 and 1. And they'll be like, looking around. They're dancing, trying to check where it is. You know, it's like, oh, there it is. So it's real easy when you're looking at this, because they're always spinning it around. When you look at your die, if there's a 6, then there's a 1. If there's a 2, then the inverse, there's a 5. There's a 3, there's a 4. So if I need to get to 1, I can see there's a 6 over here. So I can make 1 rotation, and then it gets to 1. If I know I'm right here, I'm like, oh, I want it to be a 6 on top, I do a half rotation, and then I get to the 6. So it gets real easy when you kind of work the flow into it. Having dice in hand helps make it easier. Oh, that's really cool, Ultra. I do like Summerlin. I do like. I haven't been Red Rock in a long time, but I do like Red Rock. All right, let's see. So you saw those dice die. Did you see how they just went like boom, and they just flip over? When that happens, we get us a 7. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to lose all that action. And Ultra is getting paid. Oh, he's also getting paid an extra credit. So Ultra is getting paid now. Boom. So you got your money going on the don't pass. All this action I lose. All that stuff goes back up. And take all this monies down. Take that down as well. So right now, remember we bought him for 300 and we'd be like, oh man, I took a serious hit and I only have $95. And we're going to say, you know what? We're going to make that work. We're going to 5 on the pass line. We're going to $5 or 10 on the pass line, $5 craps. We're going to have our money here. We're just going to grab change on that. We're going to have enough for our 60 outside. So we're going to have it ready. It was a short roll, shorter than it needed to be. We're going to grab these other 2 dice I happen to just have sitting in there. So I set these, as you're seeing, I set these as a 4s on top, 6s on the side. 4s on top, 6s facing me. Whether I'm doing it like this or a stack, because there's a couple different ways to do it, I typically always have those 6s facing me for reasons. So we're going to do this a top stack throw. And love that 12. So check that 12. I'm going to obviously lose that there. You're going to bar that, so you're not making money, you're not losing any money. And that pays 7 to 1 on any craps, because we're just doing the standard crap check, so we're getting $35. Which is good, because we needed money. Crap check stays. And we go and we set ourselves up again. So we are doing tall stacks. No, but purple on top. There we go. Okay. And we got us a 7 this time. All right, so you lose this. You get paid back that. We lose that crap check, but we get paid over there, so we bring it back there and we make a nickel. All straightforward. All right. If there's anything we're doing that's confusing, ask. That's the best part, is you guys have the freedom to ask. Modified mic, yeah. Modified mic. Ultra Fire is playing the DC down there. Oh, DC's not active yet. So we need the point to be on. Right now we're off. We need the point to be on. Thank you for pointing that out. So you would you wouldn't lose yet because the come and the don't come are not available yet. But in a moment. Top or side? What's the difference? It's a difference in how it lands. And it also depends upon where I am at the table as far as the throw goes. So I change my stuff up. So this time I got a yo. Got a 5 and a 6. A handy dandy little yo. So what's going to happen here is we're going to lose the crap check. Get paid on the pass line, so we make a nickel. What happened over here is we lose that quarter, and then we bring it back. And we did throw a 7 in between, so the 12 would have gone down. Come on, pop back there. All right. So we do track our all tall smalls and our whatchamacallit, our fire bets. Oh my God, it's another 7. All right, which means we make a nickel. We keep that up, and then nickel goes there. We lose this over here. My God. So the other day, we had this kid on the come out roll, and he threw, no joke, 6 7s in a row. 100% 6 7s in a row, and I had what started out as 5 5 5 11 12, and then he hits it, which pays me $55, and then I pressed it 6 6 6 6 6, and he hit it again, which pays $66, and I pressed it, and it was 7 7 7 7 7, and we got up to $11. It was quite awesome, honestly. I mean, I was losing on the DC, but it's okay. Because I only lose $31 every roll on the DC. All right, we got us a point, finally. 8, 6, and 2. This goes away. This comes here. Somebody is getting max odds. Ultra Fire is getting max odds. And then we're going to pick up a bunch of wagers. So the point is 8. Point is 8. I'll turn that around. Give ourselves a $30 6. Boom, boom. Gives ourselves 15 on that. 15 on that. We're getting ourselves some change. There's our change. 15 on that. And 15 on that. And we're going to do max odds. Well, we're going to do as much odds as we have. So we're all in right now. From that original 300, I do not work at a casino, Anthony. No, I will occasionally play at a casino. And in this case, this is my home crab stable, so you guys can play along too. All right, so we're all in. Remember, we came in for 300. Willie, you like all hard ways? All right, we're gonna throw. Willie's going all balls deep on the hard ways. Willie, you're doing $100 hard ways if you like that, because that's it's not a bad place. Let's hope we can hit some of that. Next 4 or 4 here would be nice. Okay, we lose the 8, or Willie loses the 8. The point is 8, which means Ultra loses that there. And then that goes off, 8 stays there. That goes off, we get paid over here, so boom, 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 this. So that'll pay like that. There we go. And we're all good around. These are not working on the come out. And all of our action there. Okay, we've thrown 2 numbers, and those 2 numbers are 8. That's all we've done. All right, we got our action. Oh, we need a crap check. Crap check is just a protection for the pass line. That's all it is. 9er. Alright, crap check goes away. Bye, crap check. Alright, yeah, your dice moved over, but there you go. There you go, Niner. We're gonna give, oh, you had lost that. We're gonna give him max odds. And we move to the 9. We need max odds behind here. We got $10, which means max odds is gonna be 40. And we need to pick up an 8. So we'll do a $36 8. There we go. And we got $5. $5 in the bank. All right. We are 9. There we are. It's good to track your stuff. And we're gonna rock and roll. Let's do it. A 9. Whoa. That's back-to-back 9 along with back-to-back 8s. All right, so came out 6-3. We got another loss, Ultra. What's going on, man? Right? You have enough for one more max odds. That goes off. That goes off. We need to pay ourselves back here. Let's go 10 and 40. 40 gets paid 60 plus the $10 there. So like that. Boom and done. Crap check. Point is off. All is good. Anything in the middle is it is Jim. I agree, but sometimes that middle action can be crazy. So I'm gonna tell you a fun story. It's a true story. It'd been a bad night. We've been there. We've all been there. And I was down to my last $2. You know, I was down to my last $2. So I'm like, high-low. I bet the high-low. Next roll was a 2. You know, so it becomes $30. You know, and I set a parlay. And then the next roll, it was a 12. So what's 15 times 30? It's some money. Call it like 150 or something. Right? The next roll was a 2. So 150 times, what was it? 75 times 30? What is that? That's a number. And then the next roll, a 12. All right, I parlayed it up to 100 at that point. It was good times, is what it was. In the course of 4 rolls, I went from $2 to $3,000. And that was not bad at all. All right, points off. We got our crap check. We go through. We got us a 3. Okay, so good stuff about this right here. Good stuff about this. Good stuff is, I lose my pass line. Happens. Ultra's getting paid. So he's getting paid there. But I still have my crap check. You know, 7 to 1. So we're getting $35. So in the end, we actually made a quarter. And that goes back. And then we get this 3 here. You can not believe it if you'd like, Michael. But it happened. So it's fun times when things like that happen. Just like we had that kid throw 6 7s in a row 2 days ago, 3 days ago, whatever it was. It was good times. All right, our point is now 5. Look at that. 4 and 1 on the 5. That will go there. That goes over here. We're gonna need some odds here. We are gonna pick up the 9 for 36. So that's 40. We're gonna take that. Give my put a dollar on and give me $4 back. There we go. This is why they. And have you guys played in the well, we're trying, okay? And there's the 5. Here we go. They have those single dealer tables, but they're all digital. All right, and we got us a 5. I will say I did forget to get your odds out there, Ultra, but you know, but then again, it all got burned at that point. All right, so 5, 40 bucks gets paid 60, just like before, plus an extra 10. All that goes down. Point is off. We actually have 3 fires here. It was 8, 9, and 5 at this point. And we're good. Crap check. There comes our crap check there. Can you go over all the bets? Absolutely, Daniel. Let's ask about specific bets and yeah, tell me about the payout in particular that you are either saying I don't get or that I'm mistaken. All right, we got us a hard 6. Nice little 3-3. Here's our 3-3. It moved over at that moment, but point goes to there. That goes to there. We'll make it 36 on the 5. Give ourselves max odds behind. Point is on 6. Point is on 6. Roll this a 6, and we're ready to rock and roll. Let's see here. All right, pick him up. Set him, go. Bit of a weird throw. We got us a 9er. 6 and 3. We'll give it there. All right, since we've got 36 on the 9, gets paid 50. So we take it to 86. Max press, no change. Are you playing the odds during the come out roll? No, because we don't have any odds action other than the once we establish the point. Yeah, we don't put odds out there. We stack our winnings over the side here, so we don't have odds on the come out. And there's our 7 out. I kind of felt that was going to happen once it landed right there. Hit the wall too hard. We did make 3 points though. That's something at least, but again, it's not enough. Let's see. Put you back over here. We lose that stuff there as well. We're in for 300. We've got a quarter. There we go. Right now we've got $1.23. So we actually recovered a little bit from the original $90 we had. All right, so Daniel, you asking the question, what's the pass line that don't pass, that don't come in the field? So we're going to show you that. All right, so we'll start with the field, Daniel, because you're asking about the field. The field is saying, hey, if you hit any of these numbers, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, if you hit any of those numbers, you are going to win 1-to-1. If you happen to hit 2 or 12, you get paid 2-to-1. And in this case, 2-to-1. Some places they'll have that being 3-to-1. So if I pick up the dice, throw there, it's a 6, right? 6 doesn't pay the field. So if you had like, hey, I put $10 in the field, you lose that. You know, we put $10 in the field again, it's an 8, we lose that. We put $10 in the field again, we roll 3, suddenly we get paid, you know, that money there. So a thing to know about this is, even though it looks like there's a lot of numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers, right? But 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 numbers you could lose on. It may look like there's more ways to win, but the truth is there's actually less ways to win in the field. Because if you look at it, there's one way to make it 2, there's one way to make it 12. I've described this before. There's 2 ways to make a 3, there's 2 ways to make an 11, there are 3 ways to make a 10, there are 3 ways, where is it? 3 ways to make a 4, and there are 4 ways to make a 9. Where on the other side of it, there are 4 ways to make a 5, 5 ways to make a 6, 5 ways to make an 8, and 6 ways to make a 7. So when you add it up, 3, 6, 10, 15, 16. There's 16 total ways you could win here. Where on the other side here, there's actually 20 ways. Where's that thing that shifted over? There's actually 20 ways that you could lose. So that's why people think it's a good bet. It's a fun bet, but it's not necessarily a good bet. So so that's the field, right? It's a single roll bet. If any of these numbers hit, you get paid. If any of these other numbers hit, you lose. There is a bet people will do called the Iron Cross. Iron Cross is where they pick up a 5, a 6, an 8, and then they'll have action in the field. So that way, if any of these bad numbers hit, they don't lose there, and they get paid a little bit. If any of these other numbers hit, they get paid there, and I'll often pick, you know, whatever that number happens to be. So that's called the Iron Cross that people will do. I've got like some other iron versions and what have you. So now we're talking about the pass line. All right, so you asked the question about the pass line. The pass line is a contract wager, meaning Well, the puck is off. I'll go throw you guys upstairs, up there. While the puck is off, you can put yourself down a pass line bet. There's two aspects of this, right? There's one, you get yourself a pass line bet. While the puck is off, you see the dice are rolled, right? We get so the only way a pass line bet is paid is on a 7 or an 11. In this case, we roll an 11, therefore you get paid, hey, we get paid money there. The moment we establish a point, right? We get a point of 8. The money that's living here in the pass line, it's a contract wager. It's stuck. You cannot pick up those chips the moment they're there. I've seen people have to leave the table. I gotta go. It's like, yeah, but you can't take that wager back because it's contractually obligated and locked in. The same kind of thing if you did a come bet. A come bet is just like, so we made the point of 8. This money here is stuck. And if I make a come bet and I roll a 4, that money then goes over there. It's stuck. It's basically like a pass line bet. But there's two things that you happen to get on that. One, once the pass line is locked in like it is, you can put a thing behind it called odds. So there is no house advantage on odds. And actually, it's against the house in a way. So in the case of it being an 8, a 6 or an 8 like we have there, you can do 5 times odds typically. Most places typically. So for every nickel, you can do a quarter. You can't do $41 or $52. If it happens to be a 6 or 8, it's always going to be, increments of $5. Always increments of $5. And what you're hoping there is that we roll an 8 before we roll a 7. You could roll a billion rolls, but if you roll a 7 before an 8, then you lose this. And if you roll an 8 before a 7, then you get paid. In this particular case, every 5 units gets paid 6. So 50 gets paid 60, and your pass line gets paid 1-1. Same kind of thing if you had that action over on the 4, right? And you did that at max odds. Max odds on a 4 is 3 times, so like $30. And we were to happen to throw the 4, whether it was pass or a combat. Suddenly, then we would be getting paid $60 for that 30 plus an extra 10. So that covers the pass line. As far as the don't pass goes, the don't pass and the DC, the don't come. It's the same thing, but opposite. So what we're doing is, on the come out, we're saying any 7 or 11, we lose. Any 2 or 3, we get paid. And any 12, we bar it. So that's why I'll typically have action that covers a 7, 11, and 12. It's a fun hedge, and when that 12 comes, it's a good time. So in that scenario, I'm betting, I get paid on a 2, a 3, 7, 11, 12. I'm getting paid on all the numbers basically. Because my goal as a don't pass shooter is for the shooter to establish a point. That's all I want. I just want them to make a point. Once they make a point, I can make money. Because you can do 6 times odds on this. So we're gonna do a don't come round here. We're gonna use we'll make it a $15 don't come bet, and we're gonna do $15 on the 7, 11, 12, which is basically 3 on each. I'm not going to break it down. Actually, we'll do this the right way. We'll make this $30 here, and we'll do this as quarters. So that way you can kind of see how it is properly. So there we are. What we're betting on is every combination of 7, 11, and 12. So we pick up the dice. I throw them. I'm not looking at them. We threw us a 4. We threw us a hard 4, but we threw us a 4. So what happens is this over here goes away. And then you can do max odds here. So right now we've got $30 behind there. So we'll grab, max odds for that is 6 of those, which is to say $150, and 6 of these, which is to say $30. So all in it's 180. And how the don't pass bets look like, see, remember how the pass line was the chips and then chips behind it? How don't pass bets are, you place it like that, away from that direction, and it always goes on this little lift up lip, basically. So with that kind of thing. But one thing I will do on the first roll of any 4 or 10, because I found 40% of the time the come out roll on a 4 or 10 happens to be a 4 or 10, is I'll do hey, I'll do $20 hop the 4. So $10 on the 3-1, $10 on the 2-2. And if that happens to be the roll, so I threw a 9, all right, I lose that $20, but otherwise I would have lost that stuff there. So we got our 4, I threw that money away for fun, and now our goal is, the only thing that's going to pay us is going to be a 7. So threw us a 10. Good times. Pick up the dice. We threw us a 12. Where was that on the come out, right? All right, left hand pick up. Throw the dice away. We threw us a 5, a 4, 1. Not too bad. We're going to totally pick up these dice here. We threw us another 5. So if I were doing my 60 action, that the 15, 15, 15, 15, I'd be getting paid some stuff. You know, that's what would totally be happening here. We threw that. Another 10. My lord. My lord, that 10 would be paying us decently. We threw us a 3. So we've turned into this hot shooter. A hot shooter who all they want to do right now is throw the 7, which we just did. All right, so we just threw us a 7, which means we're going to get paid. So what most good dealers will typically do, or they have to sometimes for the camera, is they have to break it down. And if it's larger stack than 5, they got to break it down in stacks of 3s. Because it's the 4, we get paid 1 to 2, which is to say we get paid half of that. We get paid half of that. And this one gets paid 1 to 1. So that's a 30 there. This one gets paid 1 to 1. So we had 180 action behind it. We won $90 because that's how math works, right? And we just get paid 30 on the front here. So if you want, we'll go dark again because clearly that worked out for us. So we'll drop $30 there. We'll make it. Yeah, we'll keep it $30. And there we go. 11, 12. All that action there. What is the buy and place on numbers? That's great. That's a great question, Bing Bong. So the buy. So that we have a buy token and a lay token, and then there's a place bet. A place bet is simply, rather than doing a pass line or a come bet or something like that, it's saying, hey, I want to pick up that number for an amount. You know, for whatever that amount happens to be. You want it to be a proper amount, which is to say on the 4 or 5, any increments of 5, the 6 and 8, any increments of 6. You can do it for not increments of 6. Don't. You're going to cost yourself money, but you can. If you are doing on the buy, it's $1 for every 20. So what you're doing is you're paying, some places make you pay it up front, some will make you pay afterwards. But what you do is you pay a 5% vig, because, you know, $1 for every 20. You can then buy it, and then you get paid a true 2 to 1. So 2 to 1 and $1 to keep it up. So $20 gets paid 40 instead of 5 getting paid 9, 5 getting paid 9, 5 getting paid 9. You know, boom, 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 boom. So if you because what's 4 times 9? 36. So you would actually be getting paid an extra $3 in that case. Oh, we're not gonna buy that one. Again, place bet, similar kind of thing. If that don't. I'm not sure what you're saying, Quick. Maybe I missed that. Oh, do you lose on the don't pass? Oh, how do you lose on the don't pass? Let's set a point. We're going to go. We set our point of 8. Came out 4-4. All right, so our point is now 8. So to answer your question, Tyler, is now the only way we're going to lose is if we throw an 8. And the only way we're going to win is if we throw a 7. That's the only way that we're going to win on the 8. And you remember there's more ways to make an 8. This is a thing. Some people won't do odds on their 6 or 8, or they'll take their bet down. Because they're like, there's more ways to make a 6 or an 8. That's what they'll say, right? Because remember, there are 5 ways to make a 6 or an 8. But fun fact, there's 6 ways to make a 7. So I'm a big fan of 6 ways to make a 7. Wow, that die went out. We're gonna get a new die. So, all right, so that makes for a fun etiquette. Let's say the die goes out and you're on a hot roll. What unless you say the following, same dice, and then they'll say same die requested. Unless you say the word same dice, they're gonna go and take all the dice and then bring them out for you to pick again. That is absolutely what they're going to do. So you've got to be sure to say same die, because oftentimes when you have dice out like we just had, you're going to experience, well, we just rolled a 6 there. That die almost shifted. We almost threw that 7. But that is a real thing that happens often. me throw there. We got us a yo. The yo is the 5 and the 6. I just noticed these things are in my flight path. Those chips were burned from before. All right, we pick up our die. Whew. And we got us our 7. Again, everyone at the table's all sad now. And I just accidentally moved that. Everyone at the table is now all sad, but we're not sad as the dark side shooters. So how this gets paid is for every 6, you get paid 5. So in this case is they would sometimes go like that and pick it up. And in this particular case, they would just give 1. Depends upon how good of a dealer they happen to be. So suddenly we are making some good bucksos, right? All right, we're going to switch to the light side of life, though. We're going to be like, we're going to be a good shooter here, right? Yeah, it is hard to watch. So I'm going to say, I haven't actually tried going live on Crapsy yet, quick, just because I haven't used Crapsy in a long time. It's about trying to keep, the live conversation going. It's like, I've got screens over here that I'm looking at in order to see what you guys are saying. So we're going to pick up our outside action here. So $60 outside action. That thing's in there. Grab our $60 outside action. We're gonna basically is 120 action across is what we're doing. So our 120 action is, which we're gonna pre-fund. There we go. So we're only gonna have action inside. We're gonna pretend like it's a different shooter, right? So that's like, hey, we're paying for 30, that's 60, plus 60, 120, plus an extra 60, 180. So we got a whole total 180 action. That can vary, Tyler, as far as the strategy for throwing the dice. I find, and I find good results on it, is being consistent. So if you're going to throw the dice a particular way, like, oh, I'm going to set the flying V, right? The flying V is like where you've got something like that, a 3 and a 3 or something along those lines, right? Or like, oh, I'm going to do 6s up top. If you're going to do 6s up top with 4s facing you, do it all the time. If you're going to do 6s where it's a crisscross like that and it's a 2-4, do it every time. Because if you do it like that and then you change it to this and you change it to that and you keep changing it around, it can get a little crazy. What's the no table talk etiquette, Ali Babu? I'll tell you quick, I agree. Blackjack can be boring. So I'm going to let one of you, the first one, to tell me a dice set, meaning what's going to be on top and what's going to be facing us. First one to call that out, that's what we're going to throw with. That's how we're gonna see how that goes in the land news. We got our action. We're not going to be the shooter. You're going to be the shooter. We're just going to set the dice the way you want them to be thrown. And then throw them. I need to get a flashlight in here, basically shooting down in different places where I want to target. Because that's kind of half the goal of things, is being consistent. Is having, when you can throw in the same place, you can get similar kind of outcomes. I just need a focused flashlight or focused laser or something like that. So I want to tell you this, Cherokee. If you can throw 7s on the second or third roll, right, if it's consistent, that's the best thing in the world. I mean, anybody who can be consistent, whether you're consistently good or consistently bad, it's, all right. So our first throw on it was hard 5 on top from Misty Ann. So we're going to do hard 5 on top for Misty Ann, and we're going to have 1s facing us. So we're going to go with 1s. So it's hard 5 with 1s facing us. So we're going to try that type of approach. All right, we got our dice. Our action's not working right now. We throw, and we threw us an 8. 5 and 3. I don't have an easy way to make this thing pop over. Grab that 8 right there. All right, this one's on right there. And remember, we're going 5s on top and 1s facing us. So 5s on top, 1s facing us. We pick up our dice. What's the sacred throw for setting the dice? What do you mean, Alex? I want to make sure I understand your question to answer it correctly. We go throw. That is, we survived that. Wow. All right, we got us a 9 on that. That was a slightly scary bounce. So it's a 9. Pull down our handy dandy 9. Our 15 goes to 36. Right there we go. 15 power pressed up to 36. we don't have a single dollar, right? We're trading like we're all in, even though we had won all that don't pass money. We're doing 180 action. So we got our 5, and we have our 1. So like right there. All right, 5 and 1s, which is similar to 5 and 6, right? It's just a matter of which one happens to be facing you. All right, our goal is to hit roughly here. Roughly right there. Have it bounce, but not bounce too crazy. If you hit the wall and hit the wall hard, this thing here, you see this in this little pattern there? It's called a randomizer. That's its literal name. And you know what it does? It randomizes the dice. All right, remember we're trying to aim right there at that line. That was, whew. All right, those died. That is not something I wanted to have happen, but it's okay because we got a good roll out of it. So our 5, which is $15, gets paid $21, which goes up to 36, because that's how math works. Okay, and we threw a 5. So right now we've thrown 8, 9, and 5. We're looking for our 5 and 1 right there. We have this right here. We have our 5 and 1 right there. How do you play 150 to 1? What do you mean? Oh, that one there, the Black Devil. That's called the all tall small, which we are playing there. If we hit all of these numbers, we would get paid 150 to 1. All those numbers before throwing a 7 is what you would get there. All right, that bounced hard. That's okay, because we had to throw a 3-2 or a 5. And we have a 5 here for $36. 36 gets paid 50. 50, I think, in 40 cents. But we go from 36 to 86 now. There is a rule, quick, about hitting the back wall. And the thing is, they will tend to not go too crazy about it, depending upon if a concerted effort. If you're betting for the dealers, if you're got good camaraderie, they're not going to be too crazy about it. I have had them be like, "Oh no, you need to hit." I was on a hot roll, and most tables have a little a lip at the bottom. So my lip is at the top because that's how the manufacturer made it. But they'll have a lip at the bottom. They say you have to hit the back wall. So I would make it hit right at that back wall and then just stop. And they kept changing what they wanted me to do. And like, do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. And I just kept getting paid. We just kept paying everybody. We were having a good time. And, ooh, okay, wow. All right, that's a 2 and 1. That's a 3. We don't get paid on any action out here. We would only get paid in the field or a horn bet, which we haven't discussed, but we pulled the 3 down for the ATS, so we need that anyway. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, it sucks. Losing period sucks. We'll go turn that over. There we go. But we have had it, they'll be like, no, if they find someone not hitting the wall consistently, sometimes they will go and make a yell. They'll say, no roll. They'll say no roll, where the roll doesn't count. Never does the no roll apply to the 7 out, okay? I've never had them be like, oh, yeah, you're about to lose here, but we're going to no roll it. All right, we threw another 5. So check that out. So we have $86 here. 86 gets paid $120. So go pick up that. And the way you know that is 36 gets paid 50, 50 gets paid 70. You add the two together, and what you get is 120. So what I do in this situation is this becomes 205, and we take $1 down. So we're going to make it look proper. So it's going to look like 200 and maybe like that. Now it looks like 205. If that 5 hits one more time, it goes to 490, and I get $4. Or I drop, no, 490 and I get $2, or I drop $8 and it goes to 500. All right, and that's a fun situation to be in, I'll tell you that. We need our 5, there we go, our 5-1, 5-1. Yeah, there is is it Lady or Lottie? They will sometimes, if you throw too high, if you're various things, they'll sometimes change up what you're doing. We have had it where someone had very good control, but it needed an arc for it, and then they would go and try to disrupt that. We got us a 9. 9, that's our second No, our third hit. Right now, that one is at 36. So now it goes up to 86. All right, that 9 is 86. The rest of the action is where it happens to be. And we're going to go and set this like that, single rotation. And then we go like that, single rotation. There you go. And it's now all about knowing where your die happens to be. A bit of a weird bounce, but it did come 6, so we're super happy about that. $30 gets paid $35, so we get like that. We're going to power press it up to 60, and we take $5 down. Because our goal is to not put new money on the table. Correct quick. Well, this system is around power presses. We are not keeping any money until we get these things to 500. Because I build this as a 500 max bet table. So once we get to 500, that's when we start making our money. So we got our 5 and 1, and I got lucky one time. It was good times. If the dice bounce out, Black Devil, you'll pick up the dice, and unless you say same die, they will go and give you new dice that you get to choose from. If you consistently bounce the dice out, they will eventually kick you off the table or pass your roll to someone else. I have had that happen. Every time they had a dice out, they would take that roll away. Oh, we got a yellow this time. They would take that roll away from them, or that die away from them, and then to where they only had one die, they're like, hey, you're not shooting anymore. I've only experienced that at the Cromwell. Oh, we did throw that 6, so that one comes down there. So right now we're missing the 2-4 and the 10-12. That's not bad in all tall small terms. So 5 and 1, 5 and 1. There we go. Pick up our dice. We'd love that 5 again. We got that 5 again. All right. So what's going to happen here is we are going to drop $8. We're going to pull $8 because we keep getting profit over here. $8 goes away there, and now our 5 is $500. So at this point, we will take profits should we happen to hit a 5, meaning we get $700 for every 5. Great question, quick. For the 15 out, for the 60 outside, the 4, 5, 9, and 10, it's 4 hits. For the 6 and 8, so for the 6, it's 4 hits. For the 8, it's 3, because the 8 goes 60. So that's the primary. It hits 1, goes to 126. It hits 2, it goes to 270. It hits 3, it goes to 500. And where you drop $85. So 3 hits starting at $60 there. 4 hits starting at $30 there. And the rest of these 4 hits also. All right, we have our 5-1. We have our 5-1. So far, it's still really good times. We threw us a hard 4, a 2 and a 2. There we go, 2 and 2. We bring the 4 down. 15 gets paid 27, or bought for 40. So we buy it for 40. We are a 2, a 10, and a 12 away from the all tall small. That's not bad, is what that is. All right, we have our 5-1 there. We have our 5-1 there. And we would love to see a 5. We wouldn't turn down a 9, 6, or an 8 are okay. 4 is cool. We got us a 9. Oh, beautiful. All right, so that $86 9 becomes a $205 9. And we get $1. We are we're right 1 away from that 9 becoming, kind of powerhouse. No, absolutely quick. I try to do these so that way, because you don't want to, I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that'll sit there watching, but they don't but they don't know what's going on. And they're always like, oh, I wish I could play, but I don't get here early enough for the, the early game where they teach people to play or what have you. And you don't want to be learning on a hot table. You can, but sometimes it's better to learn at your own terms, right? All right, let's see. I set my dice wrong. I need them to be 5 and 1. I almost set them to the way I would normally be shooting. All right, we want that 5. We got us a 9. All right, we got us a 9. So, fun fact about the 9. If you flip a 9 over, so right there, if you flip a 9 over, it's a 5. So that's a fun fact about that. So now the 9 is also $500. So we have 2 numbers at $500 at the moment. And we gotta take $8 there. There we go. Now we're properly on the 5 and 9, which is, again, absolutely good times. So 5 and 1, and making sure we know where our thing is. 5 and 1, there we go. All right, what are we gonna roll here? Any 5 or 9 would be nice. 8, we made the point. Oh my God. Oh, all right, so we get paid, obviously, so that gets paid, we'll take that to 126, because that's what I would normally do. There you go. That goes to 126. The puck is off. That's off. We have a first fire bet going there. Is that first? Yeah, that's first. So here's something I might do. Interesting point there, Black Devil. So sometimes I'll be spooked off of my play. Right? Something happens, a guy throws money on the table, there's an argument at the other end of the table about getting paid $5. These are all real things that happen. Dice go out. These are all things that happen. You know, if someone's like, oh, that's not a real roll. But, you know, if something like that were to happen, right? Well, mind you, it's a 10. That would have been an amazing roll. If something crazy happens in those circumstances, what I'll sometimes do, I'm like, you can do with... This is really important to know about craps. Craps is a verbal game. Meaning... If you've got $2 and you want to bet like on the hard 6, for example, you're like, I want to bet hard 6. You're always sitting there like, oh, come on, look at me. Well, you got a guy right there. There we go. You got a guy right there when you're not the stick man, but when you're people, and you tell them, you could be sitting there holding $2 in your hand, and you're saying hard 6. And so long as they confirm to you that they accept that wager, that money doesn't need to be out there. It's just because they acknowledge your chips are now a contractual wager. And if the next roll was a soft 6, you lose it. The next roll is a 7, you lose it. But the point is you're able to make verbal bets in this game, so long as you've got the money to back it. The only thing most places won't let you do verbal bets is a hop bet, because those have to be out. But any horn bet, hard ways, crap check, any of these kind of things you can do as a verbal bet. Same kind of thing, you know, the dice are about to go out, the shooter's got, like $10 on the 9. And you say $10 on the 9, you got $10 in your hand, they're going to book that. So if a 9 comes, they're going to pay you $14. If a 7 comes, you're going to drop your money and be like, oh, I lost it. So back to that point about when do you take profit? So Black Devil, I'm going to tell you. If something happened, something crazy, or we make the point, you're like, oh, man. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this $1,000 down. Throw $30 in, and say, bring me back up on the 5 and 9 for 15 each. So what happened there is, I got $1,000, right? I'm still playing. We're still in the game. It's a hot shooter. But like, oh, I spooked myself off with it. Like, oh, I was in real money. But nope, there's a time to take profit. So we're going to keep rolling here. We're going to keep shooting, but we've chosen to take $1,000 profit, which is not too bad. So we're going to see if we can keep this party going here. See if we can make the all tall small. Yeah, no 7 right now. Any 2, 10, or 2, 10, 12 helps us on the all tall small. We threw a 9er, which is great because we wouldn't have gotten paid on that 9 anyway because the point's off. Or those the off. There you go. The camera is like super high up in the air for you guys, so I've got to like lean up to look at it. All right, so the point is on the 9. Point is on 9. We're on the 9 for $15 action. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And we're going to go and set ourselves up for our wagers. Here we go. All of our actions out there. Right now, we would love any 4, 6, especially an 8. We love a 2, 10, or 12. In fact, in some of these cases, you're like, oh man, we need the 2 or the 12. We'll go like, you know what, high-low. Give me a high-low. Right, in which case they would do like that. We pick up our dice. We set them up, we go. We threw a 6. Love it. Absolutely love it. We already have the 6 over there. $60 gets paid $70. Or in our case, it goes to $126. Take that away. Goes to $126 and we get $4. We'll just throw that money there. So right now we got a $40 4. 40 pays 120. Sorry, 40 pays 80 and it'll go to 115. We got a 6 and 8 that are 126 right now, and the rest of the numbers are at minimum. So we go and we set ourselves up. There we go. Did you lose your money, MC24? Leave the 1,000 out there quick. Hey, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. And there you go. We profited that $1,000, and we just threw us a 7. So that happened, right? That's a real thing. It happens. It definitely happens. So it looks like we just lost a lot of money here, but we only, even though this is the total amount of action here that we just lost, right? Let's we're gonna see how much action we just lost. We lost 100, 200, 339. However, we were only in for $180. Remember the 180? So we lost 180 in the end, but because we profited 1,000, we actually made $800, $820. So that's not bad, right? Because if we left that 5 and 9 out there, we would be sad about this 7 that just came out there. All right, so I'm gonna bring these things down here. We're gonna do a questions check. Any questions you guys may have, you know, because we want to make sure. I mean, it's not just me shooting; it's shooting with a purpose. And I'll stack some dice up, or stack some chips up to kind of clean up some of that space a little bit while you guys kind of throw anything out there. You know what the field bet is, or most of you should know what the field bet is now, right? You kind of get a sense of what the come and the don't come are. You know what the pass and the don't pass are. I'm gonna note, this is an important part. Sometimes people make that comeback, right? The point is 9, we get a comeback, we throw a 4, and then that money gets picked up and moved over there. If you don't give them odds on that 4, then don't play the come. I mean, if you're not going to do odds, at least even one-time odds. If you're not going to do odds, don't play the comeback, because you're going to cost yourself money at that point. Because if you're not going to make money just getting paid 1-to-1 on everything. Even on most of these wagers, you're getting paid a little bit more. A 4 pays, if you do a place bet 4, right? A $20 place bet 4 is gonna pay 9 times 4, 36, right? There we go. You get paid $20 there, gets paid $36. Versus a $20 bought 4. All right, we'll buy it there. We'll throw the dollar on there for the buy. That right there, 20 gets paid $40. So in that particular case, you're getting paid 40 or 39 instead of 36. You're getting an extra $3. We're just going to put that in a slightly different perspective. We're going to buy it for 100, and we are going to place it for 100. Again, we're going to use the 4 in this particular case. So you could get paid right there. What is that? What is the math on that one? It's 10 gets paid 19, so that'd be $1.90. So you could be getting paid $1.90, right? 4 gets paid $1.90, right? All right. Or you drop $5 and you get paid $200. Again, you're making an extra $5. It adds up. It adds up, especially when you get a little higher, a little more. You know, getting paid more money is better. Again, not every place requires you to buy it, but you may find a number of places that do require you to buy it. So it's always good to know your options. You're like, hey, do I need to pre-buy this wager? Blah, blah, blah. You know, so we're going to see here. I'm cleaning up chips, and I'm going to go and look at the chat in a second. And let's see. Do you dine and wine before the beat? You don't beat up the guy that tosses at 7. I'll tell you that. That is look at that. We're 3 numbers away. That happens. It's all comes with the territory. You bet half on everything on the cheapest bet and the cheapest table. So, let's see here. Does anyone have a kind of interesting strategy they want to see play out? Hell, if you want to see, if you want to see the, Iron Cross play out? If anyone actually wants to see the Iron Cross, you can kind of see how that works out. We'll use quarters because that's kind of one of the most potentially profitable ways of doing it. It's quarters and 30 on those. So we'll just do quarter in the field. We're going to do the Iron Cross. No, don't hesitate to ask any questions, Brandon. It's while I'm still here is the best time. So we're going to do the Iron Cross where I'm not the shooter, but I'll be throwing. So my only action is going to be 5, 6, and 8, and there. And if we happen to make any of the points, we'll throw those. So we're going to throw those dice. We threw us a 4, which is good times, because our field bet just got paid. We're going to use that money to pick up the 4. We'll treat it as a bought 4. All right, so point is on 4. Point is on 4. We give ourselves a 4. Again, we're playing that field. This is all about the field. I throw those dice. We got us a 2. A 2 all day. So the 2 gets paid 2 to 1. Toot, toot. So what I would do in that circumstance is I would give myself a free 9 and a free 10 is what I would do there. So suddenly, I went from, in 2 wagers, I now cover everything. So every single roll I'm going to make money. So we're going to take profit on every single roll after this point. So I just threw a hard 8. Doesn't matter if it's hard, but it did come hard. We lose this field bet. But 30 gets paid 35, so therefore we get that. So we actually made $10. Put our $10 aside. We got our field bet there. We throw us another 2, which would be perfect if we were on a crapsless table. So we're going to pay, boom, boom, and put 50 in the rack. Remember, we're only in for 110. That's our actual action. The rest of this was profit. So profit out there, and we have 60 here in the rack. We get 2 more wins on there, and suddenly we're going to be playing with, house money. We got a dice out. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to that one easily. So we're going to get new dice. We're going to grab the, there it is. I'm like, where are you? Dealer's like, new dice requested. We throw those things. We're going to grab these 2 4s right there. Throw those over there. And we did throw a 2. We threw a number of 2s. And we threw that hard 8. So we're going to track that. Otherwise, I would forget about it. All right, so we threw a 6. We're going to lose this, but then we get it back and we make $10. You really make your money on the outside of the Iron Cross here. We threw us a 4. So here's the fun part on this. We threw us a 2-2. So what happens is we get paid in the field. Yay! We get paid over here too. We get $50 there, and we drop $1, but we get paid $50 there. Yay! And then the point's off. And the point's off. And we threw a 6, right? So there we go. And we leave our field bet out there. Go throw. We got us a 5er. So usually I wouldn't put my field bet out there in the case of the point being off, because the point is now 5, but we lose the field, and we wouldn't have actually won there. There we go, 5. So we're going to pretend, we're going to burn it and get a new 1 there. We threw us a 5, back-to-back 5. All right, so that one there is, we lose that, but we get paid, and it comes back. We have had 2 fire bets being made. What was the first point? We made 4. And then the second fire bet, 5. Suddenly we're on this hot roll. All right, we got us a 6. Good times on the 6. Again, we left it out there. It is what it is. We're missing a 3 there. That's fine. All of our actions where it needs to be. Pick it up. And we threw us a 6. My God. All right, so we get paid just like before. Where was this when we were betting real money, right? So we lose that, but we get paid that. So there we go. That's our 3rd fire point. Where's my 3rd one there? There you are. Wow. All right, well, if we can get an 8, 9, or 10 right now, it's going to be good times. 7. So the all tall small goes away. Doesn't affect anything. We didn't have our field bet out there. So all these things stay where they are because they are not they're not off. Fire bets stay exactly where they are. All right, we got us an 8. It came hard too. All right, there's our 8. You are now the point. You are now there. There you are. Get us a field bet. We pick up our die. We throw. We threw us a 3, which we needed the last round, but that's fine. 3 comes down. And we get paid just like that. And we threw us an 8. We lose that, but we get paid, so we make $10. We'll take that bet down. We just made our 4th fire bet. My God. And then oh, there's the die. Where are you at? So we need this next roll to be a 9 or a 10. And we got a hard 8 again. Wow. There you go. All right, another one with that. There we go. Action. We got us a 9er. Why aren't you a roll behind? Come on, dog. All right, so we got us a 9, which pays us on the field and pays us over in this other part. So I get to pay there. Pick it up, throw. We got us a 10. Lovely 10. We got that 9 there just now. Got that 10 there as well. And we're going to get paid $50 Renos there and a quarter there. I was going to say, come on, 12, or 11 or 12, and it came 12. The dice moved over, but it did come 12, so we get paid there, and we're just missing the 11 over here. There we go. No, I'm like, where are my dice at? We got us a 3, which inverted is a yo. All right, so we get paid that right there. Pick up our action. We threw us a 6, lose that, but get paid $10, so that goes there. That's the power of the, whatever it's called. We made the point again. 8, which I forgot to flip those things over. Right, so we make $10 from that. All right, so now the point's actually off. Now we need a 9 or a 10. We got us a 4. We're back to the 4. 4 there. You got it. Oh, we did throw that 6. Okay, so yeah, that's 6. That one is, we actually get paid on that. So I'm going to show you. Remember, we had no action here behind, and this is what we've profited so far. We've just been throwing it. We were in for 110 to start, and we're still live. All right, 100, 200, 300. And this is all profit, right? Over the top. 51. Let's see here. $380 profit right now. Or if we treat it with that 110, then we do math on it, right? Got us a 10. Get paid. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And there's a question. You made 8 the point, and then you paid yourself at the same time. It may not make sense, but because I'm paid on it there. That's why I'm getting paid on it there. Because we have action everywhere. We gotta say, yo, hey, we hit the tall. So let's say we had $10 there, we'd be getting $300, right? And now if we get a 2 and a 5, but not a 2 and a 5 at the same time, what was that? Yeah, we get paid. If we get a 2 and a 5, we get paid another $10, so $300, and then $1,500. We got us a 6. We lose that, but we make $10, so we make $10. We got us a 12, so we get paid 2 to 1. I wish I had this table made with that being paid as triple, but I did not. There we go. We got us a 7. So we finally 7'd out. And in the end, we made 4 points in the fire bet. Fire bet, this version of it pays 25 to 1. Some places pay a different amount, but this one happens to be a 25 to 1. And remember, it cost us 110. So we'll treat that money as buyback in. Well, actually, no. Yeah, we'll pretend like, no, not fine. We'll just see what we profited with here. So we bought into the table with 110. We'll put it that way. Bought into the table with 110. This way. There's our 110. We're profiting 100, 200, 300, 400, and 430. That's not too bad. Profiting 430 from an iron cross with a no pressure, just take profit system. That's not bad. We have let's see. What's your opinion on betting 555? What do you mean by that? I'm betting 555. I'm gonna make sure I understand your question, Yunya. Is that 555 on a particular wager, or I'm not sure what that means. We'll turn those things off. Turn those ones away, and we made $300 over there, so we actually made a little extra money. So yeah, we technically made $700-800. That's not bad. Because if you're gonna play a system that keeps you at the table, you play the side bets. You play the things that are gonna pay you. You know. Yeah, I did have that stacked right. We'll pick those ones up. We'll go C. That goes back that way. That's a stack of read. So yeah, other questions you guys may have before we run out of time. Things that you may want to know about, or see how it could be done there. So 5 on each is that's where you're doing like 10 on each or something like that. But in that case, it's again, if it's a $5 table, then it's 5, 5, 6, 6, 5, 5. You know, if this were, I haven't seen a place with a $5 table in a long time. But if it were a $5 table, yes, you could totally do that. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of the digital tables that let you do as little as $1 on these ones. I've spent a lot of good time on $. Every hit I would press and press and press and press. So there's a lot of different kind of wagers I would make in those cases. And let's see here. So are you guys familiar? Hey, Glenn. Are you guys familiar with what the hopping systems happen to be? And we're going to try to, let's see. Can I bring you guys down a little bit? Let's see. So the hop bets, that's where you get to that section there. Those little things are called the hop bets, and they have differing amounts for all these things here. Pay 15 to 1 mostly. Harrah's pays 15-4-1. Harrah's and Cromwell, and some other Caesar property pay 15-4-1. But most places pay 15 to 1, or $16 down for every dollar you have. So all this action here, 15 to 1. All that, 15 to 1. These ones. The hard 4, the hard 6, the hard 8, the hard 10, those pay 30 to 1 again, or 34-1 if you happen to be a crappy casino who decides to take more liberty with their wagers. So how that works is, if you were to put $, just like that, $3 action, that's 3 ways to make that same number, and it were to hit, you would be getting paid $15, or is to say, hey, 16 and down, and these 2 go away. So $3 gets paid 13 basically. If that operationally makes sense. Let's just say it does, but if it makes sense to you. I'm gonna go back over to the chat area. Just on the other secure room. And then see where we happen to be here. My legs got janky there. Alright. Let's see. There we are too. Yes, thank you, Glenn. All right, so any other questions before, last things you may want to know about, and because otherwise I may, get ready to end the stream here. We've had some hot rolls, I'll tell you that. We made some good money, fake money, but still good money. My best advice is, if you can, get your hand on some dice, preferably proper dice, that are sharp AF. And practice getting some rolling in. You know what I mean? Again, consistency is key. You want a flying V? Do a flying V. We're going to do the flying V1-2. We're going to do some flying V1-2s. And in this case, we're going to take a step back And we're gonna see here. I'm gonna roll it towards this way. So we're gonna flying V, 1, 2, and then roll to you guys. We got us a nice little 6 there. Can you see the 5? Yeah, you can see the 1 there. Yeah, there you go. All right, so we started out with a 6. Yes, 6. We got our flying V. 1, 2. Yes, there it is. And we got us a yo.